Afternoon everybody, welcome to the Captain's cookery session. Today we're going to be making shepherd's pie. Now this is a last minute thing, and as a result of that I did say this morning on the site that this is what I was going to be doing, and Linda asked about Weight Watchers shepherd's pie and asked if I could do that. Now the reason that I'm not doing that is because I like mashed potatoes with loads of butter in, but clearly that's not good for Weight Watchers. Now the point is that you want to do mashed potato and make it sort of tasty. You can do equal parts of potato and cauliflower, mash them together, or you can do potatoes with sweet potato, and it just gives it a better flavour than just plain potato. And that's how you do the potato, as opposed to putting butter in, which I'm going to do today. But this recipe, notwithstanding what I've just said about the potato, can be used for Weight Watchers. All you need to do, in addition to the potato, is use low-fat mince. 5% fat is acceptable for Weight Watchers. So just substitute, if you want to change this recipe into a Weight Watchers recipe, substitute the meat for a lower fat meat, and use cauliflower or sweet potato to mix with mashed potato. I'll stop waffling. Now I'll show you what the ingredients are now. Right, so here we are. We have one onion which I've diced. We have 4 mushrooms which again I've diced, and about 4 cloves of garlic. Then we have some lamb mince. As you can see, that's 20% fat. I'm not sure you can get lower fat minced lamb, so you'd have to use minced beef, but you can get 5% fat minced beef. Some olive oil. I've got 3/4 pint of stock, which is 15 ounces. Lea & Perrins Worcester sauce, some thyme, a couple of bay leaves, tin of tomatoes, and some flour, which is used to thicken the sauce up. And then with it we have salt and pepper as well. Right, the first thing to do is put a little dribble of olive oil in the pan. Just let that heat up a bit. Then add your onions, and we're just going to sweat these off and soften them for 4 or 5 minutes. That's been softening. The onions have been softening for about 4 minutes or so. I'm just going to add the garlic and just keep that sweating for another minute or so. Right, so the onions have been sweating for 4 minutes. Then I've added the chopped up garlic for another minute, so that's 5 minutes in total. I'm going to take the onions and garlic out of the pan, and I'm going to use that pan to brown off the lamb mince. So as you can see, I've taken the onions and garlic out. I'm just going to put a little bit more olive oil in, and then we will cook. And this is 500 grams of minced lamb. So just break it up as it cooks and browns off, and come back when it's browned. So as you can see, that's browned off nicely, but look at all of that fat. Can you see that? That's the fat that's come out of that lamb. So, and this is the reason that I did the onions separate to the mince, because now I want to drain all that fat off. So I've drained off the fat, so that is just the mince now. As you can see, there's no fat there now. And at this point, put it back on the, I was going to say put it back on the gas, this is an electric cooker. Just put it back on the heat, and then you can put your onions straight back in. Just mix those in. Couple of bay leaves, tin of tomatoes straight in, followed by some thyme. Quite a good handful of thyme, you can see. Mix that around. And then the stock. And then we want this to thicken, so we now need to add a tablespoonful of plain flour. There you go, just that. See that? And then just mix that in. And finally, at this point, 2 tablespoonfuls of Worcester sauce, Lean Pounds, because it adds a lovely flavour. So what we're going to do now is bring this to the boil and leave that for about 45, 50 minutes, just to evaporate some of the sauce, thicken it up, and then I'll do the potatoes and put the shepherd's pies together. It's pretty straightforward, isn't it? There we go. As you can see, that's been going about 20 minutes and it's starting to reduce down, which is good. In about 15 minutes I'll put the mushrooms, remember the cooked mushrooms that I did before? I'll put those in, because I don't want to put them in too early because they just go mushy, and I still want them to have their integrity. And here we have potatoes, which I've just cut up, and I'll boil for about 20 minutes, 21 minutes, and then I shall mash them. Right, so we're about 5 minutes off. This has been simmering for about 40 minutes. Put the mushrooms in, just stir that around a little bit, and then just leave this for another 5 or 10 minutes, and then that will be ready. So as you can see, I've mashed potato. What I'm going to do now is add quite a lot of butter, because we like our butter, or I like my butter, which we're going to mix in. And also, I haven't got any double cream, but I would use double cream if I had it, but also an egg yolk. And then we're just going to stir this together. And then that will be the mashed potato that will go on top of our shepherd's pie. Okay, so that is the filling, which is ready. There's mashed potato. Now the important thing is, both of these 2 ingredients, potato and the sauce, need to be cool before you put the mashed potato on top, otherwise they all mingle together and it goes a bit soggy. So I'm going to put the sauce into the containers that I'm going to use, but let it cool before I add the potato. So these are the containers. As you can see, I've got the mix here, and I'm just going to pour the mixture in. And make sure you take the bay leaves out as you do this. Okay, there we go, that's 4 done. So just take the bay leaf out and then leave them to cool. Right, the sauce is cooled, and I've put the mashed potato into a piping bag, because I like my piping bags with a star nozzle. I mean, you can just dollop it on top and put a fork in it to create ridges, but as I say, I just like using piping bags because it's just neater. So all I'm going to do is put a rope design just across the top. There we go. That's one. I'll do the same with the others, and that's tea tonight, which I shall enjoy, and the others I'll freeze for a later day, because this is the sort of thing that freezes very well. And one thing I forgot to mention is that before I cook these, I would put grated cheddar cheese on top, because that gives a lovely flavour as well. But don't put the cheese on before you freeze it. Just defrost them, then put the cheese on and cook. And they're cooked for about 40 minutes on 180 degrees in a fan oven, 200 degrees in a normal oven. And they're lush, give it a go.